Good afternoon. My name is Taylor Knight, and this is part 1 of Lesson 8 for PSA 320, Human Capital Management for Public Safety Organizations. Today, I will be discussing one of the most significant issues, human capital management, or HCM, that is currently impacting my department specifically, which is recruitment and retention. Now, HCM focuses on attracting, developing, managing, and retaining employees so organizations can achieve their goals. While police departments have always faced staffing challenges, recruitment and retention have become increasingly difficult over the last several years. Without enough qualified personnel, a law enforcement agency cannot effectively serve their community. Staffing shortages often result in mandatory overtime, employee burnout, slower response times, and increased stress for both sworn officers and the civilian personnel that support them. These issues make HCM critical to the long-term success of any law enforcement agency. Now, to better understand this issue, I interviewed the supervisor in my department who is in charge of hiring new employees and assists in identifying effective ways to retain them. This allowed me to gain first-hand knowledge into the recruitment and retention challenges our department faces and to connect those experiences with the HCM concepts that we have studied throughout this course. I had prepared 10 questions that encouraged the supervisor to elaborate on each issue. My first question for him was the following: what is the biggest human capital management challenge currently facing our department? To this, I was advised that recruitment and retention are by far the biggest challenges. While applicants still apply, the number of qualified candidates has decreased significantly compared to past years. And between the growth of the city, retirements, and people leaving for other departments, we struggle to catch up. My second question was, why do you think recruitment has become more difficult in recent years? The supervisor explained that law enforcement is no longer viewed by many people as a desirable career these days. And between the schedule, public scrutiny, and and the pay, many people don't see the job as being worth it. My next question was, why are the biggest reasons employees are leaving our department? And to this he stated that our uncompetitive pay and benefits make it difficult to keep people, as other nearby departments offer more hourly pay, that offer take-home vehicles, retention bonuses, pay officers to work out on duty, and more. Due to this, along with other hiring incentives, many officers leave our department for others. My fourth question was, how does staffing shortages affect employees who remain with the department? And I was told that this creates heavier workloads for everyone, which reduces morale and increases fatigue. These ultimately encourage more people to apply elsewhere. My fifth question was the following: what recruitment strategies is our department using? And I was advised we focus a lot on social media engagement as well as building bonds with those that wish to apply to our department in the future. This includes running a cadet program to build those relationships and having regular workout sessions between officers and potential applicants. My sixth question was, what retention strategies have we found to be the most successful? And he stated that he actually didn't have a real answer to that one because they haven't found any particularly effective ways to retain people, as most of the requests and complaints our officers have to improve our benefits and make our department more desirable are typically shot down by the city when union negotiations occur. And he stated that this often will decrease morale as well. My seventh question was, how important is leadership in retaining employees? He had emphasized that leadership plays a critical role and that many of the employees who trust their supervisors and enjoy their squad have an easier time working through the difficult times. He said that the supervisors who are respected and are known for being fair tend to have officers who are unwilling to leave their squad. My eighth question was, what role does employee training play in human capital management? I was advised that training is essential because it not only develops our employees, but it also increases their confidence and performance and prepares them for future leadership positions. And promoting from within our department is important to us. My ninth question was, what changes would he make if additional resources were available? He had stated that if he could, increasing salaries, expanding our benefits, and hiring additional personnel would all strengthen our department's ability to attract and retain qualified officers. My 10th and final question was, what qualities did he believe were the most important when hiring new employees for the police department? And to this he stated that while technical skills are important, qualities such as integrity, accountability, and a willingness to learn are often even more valuable because they contribute to the long-term success within our department's culture. And after completing the interview, several responses stood out to me, particularly how the department is aware of many of the issues but struggle to find ways to mitigate them, such as being unable to offer better benefits due to the city refusing their requests. Now, that being said, it did not surprise me as I've worked at my agency for over 6 years and have been hearing about many of these issues for a long time and have heard about many of these responses. We would often hear that they are working on things, but we would fail to see any change. I was also not surprised to hear how much leadership influences employee retention, as I've had poor leaders and supervisors myself that have made work miserable, and have seen how having a strong leader can really make a difference in my work day to day. I think between working there for my whole career and seeing much of what was talked about firsthand, everything he told me was not particularly new information, and so I honestly expected many of the answers to be similar to what he had stated they were. Now that we have discussed the 10 questions I asked, his responses to each question, my lack of surprise, and not really learning anything new based upon what I was told, I want to thank you for taking the time to listen, and I appreciate the opportunity to share what I've learned from this interview. Thank you.